Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hi, James.
Hi, morning.
This is the third day of this week with the four talented designers working on the same brief. Hi, everyone. We have Jen Flavio, Mitch, good to see you back. Hi, Jack. We saw Dan also. Dan.
Back again.
Yeah, he was live on Instagram yesterday, live during our live. We will do some giveaways as every day. We will give away this awesome Adobe bag. So stay tuned, be active in the chat. If you're watching, make sure to sign in on behance.net/live. There is also a daily challenge. Today we invite you to create a t-shirt. So make sure to check everything in the challenge tab, and there is a free Adobe stock template. And the brief of this week is to market a conference for creative people with a core value being create and share. So we started there with James, our motion designer. Then Christine will be back in 90 minutes, still working on the identity of the conference. She found the name, designer to designer. Jessica, UX designer, will finalize the app. And Tracy, the illustration of the heroic figure of the conference, which is a kind of statue of liberty with a pen brush. Okay, yeah, and you will have the time. So here we are in San Francisco, it's 9 a.m. Pacific time. We start with James. Oh, it's so sad, last day. And Christine, she will be at 10:30 a.m. Pacific time. Jessica Moon at 12, and Tracy will end the day with Tracy. Okay. So, with you, James, on the first day, maybe we can switch to your screen and we can recap what were the steps, because they can watch the replays. All the replays are already available on the Creative Cloud YouTube channel. So on the first day, it was mainly about creating the illustration.
Kind of doing 2D design, so designing this character in After Effects with shape layers, getting it kind of rigged, ready to animate, and also started designing the interface background, which he kind of sits in. And then day 2 was doing kind of 2D After Effects animation, so animated the character, opening the curtain.
You already did the logo in the meantime.
Yesterday after the stream, I added the logo, which Christine did, which wasn't that hard. It was pretty much just parenting the each side of the logo to the guide layer that I did for the animation. So yeah.
So it followed the same distortion?
Kind of, yeah. So it kind of follows that line, the rotation and the position, but then I kind of animate the scale and the rotation of the logo, and actually the actual path shape of the D. I animate that a little bit as well as it kind of moves.
Oh yeah. It works very well. Yeah.
It worked fine.
You duplicate the logo, okay.
Yeah.
With a mask?
Yeah. Yeah, it works fine.
Wow. So good.
And today I'll be
new technique for today.
Yeah, exporting a model from Maya. I was actually just already exported a render and a camera from Maya to show how I kind of integrate 2D layers in After Effects with 3D models.
So, which is not something that you do all the time with
not really
with your GIFs, but some of them you use 3D
quite
models.
often there's at least one little 3D element in there. Usually for things like vehicles and stuff, I'll do that in 3D. But characters usually always just 2D After Effects.
Awesome. So yeah, I'll let you show the workflow.
This is a model that I already had from before in Maya. Just kind of a simple laptop, which is kind of built out of sort of primitive shapes, similar to how I design things in After Effects. It's kind of just rounded rectangles and things. It's not very accurate.
Okay.
There's also a tablet in there that I'm not going to use, but
nice.
It's kind of similar. And then with the screen, the shader on there is like a use background shader. So when you render it, it just has like a transparent hole where the screen would be, which kind of helps when I'm compositing the screen in After Effects. And yeah, there's kind of a simple camera set up, which just kind of zooms in.
Here it is. And the camera is moving.
Yeah, the camera moves kind of through the screen.
And go through
the screen opens.
At the same speed. Okay.
Yeah, so this is the view from the camera. You can see. Yeah.
Hi, Pierre-Emmanuel. Pierre-Emmanuel is working on a project that looks like, It's a Monday's challenge, so they challenge the community every Monday to create a 10-second motion design. Oh, that's
cool.
good. I like these kind of challenges.
So yeah, even though I'm doing a 3-second animation, I've made the camera movement here about 7.5 seconds, just because you kind of need more length once you overlap each repetition of the camera. And then with the shaders, everything's kind of rendered without any shading. So I have a light there, but the kind of diffuse and ambient colors of each shader is kind of set to white. So there's no kind of gradients. And the way it should work when you export this, you do a render of the scene from this camera.
From the camera view.
With a PNG sequence. And
PNG sequence, okay.
I export. You have to bait the keyframes to each of the camera, so that After Effects can kind of interpret that and know the position of the camera every frame in the sequence. If you don't do that, then I think Maya and After Effects kind of interpret movement between keyframes differently. So you kind of have to do a keyframe on every frame.
Because you mean that you will get information, like the camera will become also a camera in After Effects? Like, what do you
It will do, yeah, but I think if you don't bake a keyframe to every frame, then I think the interpolation between frames is different, so you don't have to do every frame.
Okay.
But that's the way it should work, but it can't.
Okay.
But last night I thought I'd test it out, and it sort of didn't work properly, but I did a workaround
You made it
to
work,
fix it.
And Trevor says, I'm using Cinema 4D.
I think it's kind of the same principles. I haven't used it much, but I think any 3D software is sort of the same. I mainly use Maya because I used to work in video games, and they don't really use cinema in that, so it's just my kind of past experience, really.
But like these days, like motion designers or After Effects users, when they want to jump into the 3D world, like most of the time,
I think
they
cinema
use
is much
4D.
easier. Yeah, it's kind of more intuitive. Maya is very complicated to get into.
But it's exactly the same principle.
Yeah,
like,
it's just kind of building the same kind of models
3D model, the camera, moving timeline.
Yeah, and I've also got a locator here in Maya, which is attached to the screen. Which when you export that into Maya, that will come in as a null, a 3D null.
Cool.
So you can parent things to the scene. Or that's how it should work, but again, it didn't work properly. But I'll show you kind of why. And then this is the.
So they want to use with what video graphic card you have in your computer.
Just whatever came with the MacBook, I don't know.
Yeah, like with the Mac, no choice.
But I mean, I'm not really using it for anything complicated. I think if you're getting into rendering things realistically from Maya or any other 3D software, you'd need something a bit more powerful. But for what I use it for, it's fine.
Yeah, because you use simple models. Yeah. And simple rendering too. Like it's not like with a transparency through glass, refraction, reflection. Yeah.
So this is the render of the
That's
3D
the PNG
laptop.
sequence.
Just the PNG sequence, and then also the cameras there. You can get the camera seemed to import okay, but for some reason.
So how did you import like the like with Maya? You can say you export to After Effects. Or?
No, you export it as a Maya ASCII file, and when you import that,
so After Effects can import.
After Effects can import Maya ASCII files, and that just imports a scene with a camera and any nulls that you choose to export as well.
I see.
And this null should have been in the place of the screen, but it didn't work properly for some reason. So I had to do some.
So you can move it.
Yeah, you can. Basically, you get a 3D scene, and the camera's moving in the right place, but the null's in the wrong place. But then I attached the screen that I made in the last 2 days to the screen, but it wasn't working properly. So I had to kind of go in frame by frame almost, and
to make it map.
And kind of tweak the keyframes to match the movement when it opens, but it wasn't that much work. But the camera was fine. That was kind of the main thing. So yeah, this is like a 7.5 second movement of the whole thing. And again, I was saying yesterday, I might have to extend the character animation because there's a few frames here as it's opening where he's not doing anything. So I can and just do some more movement of him as it's opening, just to kind of fill that space. But I'll do that later on.
Okay.
So then with this sequence here, which is the full length with the movement and the camera and the scene in, I'm going to pre-comp that one into a new scene. But I only want this to be 3 seconds, so I'll just crop the timeline to 3 seconds. And then to make it repeat, I'll just duplicate that layer. And then where that ends, I'm going to make that the start point of another layer. So you've got 2 layers doing the same thing. Repeating. But it's seamless because the one starts when the other one ends.
So good.
I've got to do another one actually, I guess, because this one here.
But there is a curtain at the end, and you don't have it at the. Oh no, you have it too.
Yeah.
At the beginning. Do you or no?
What do you
Like
mean?
you see the curtain at
the top?
top?
Yeah, exactly. I have to do 3 versions of this layer. So I did another one of this layer, which is kind of peeking out at the top, and I will move that to the start.
And they are like, whoa, so dope. Oh, okay. You do
So
3.
you've got 3 layers, kind of doing the same thing, just repeating.
Whoa. Okay, now it works very, very well.
And I'll just add in. I'll do a white background behind. Yeah.
So if you want to do something, like more complex than a white background,
Yeah, like
it will have to move with the computer, right? You will have to create like a. Let's say you design a desk. You know?
Yeah.
Like it will have to move with the camera to.
yeah, but I mean, you could do
Or
that.
you can
I
just
mean,
scale it, I guess. Yeah.
I mean, I could do another 3D layer in there. I mean, in the scene, it is 3D, so I could
Oh yeah.
just
You
create
can do a static.
create a 3D plane and just rotate the camera's for some reason in a weird place. Wait, if I do, I can rotate that. You can kind of see the position of it. One thing that Maya does is, I think the camera or the scenes are always kind of huge compared to things in After Effects, so you kind of have to scale things down quite small. So that position of it's not in the right place, but because I've got a null, it's kind of have to do it a little bit by eye. But that's, I don't know, I guess sort of in the right place. So you could create something like a floor. That kind of makes it more complicated with the camera movements, so I'd rather keep it just with a flat background. And then in the scenes that I've made in the last 2 days, I want to make everything in those a 3D layer also. So you select them all and just click on the little 3D cube. It makes everything a 3D layer. And the same with the curtains. I want to make them 3D. The reason for doing that is because it already worked, but once the camera gets close to things like up here, you see it starts to get blurry because it's just scaling up a smaller comp. If you click on this little button, which does the I guess collapse transformations, and then again actually in this one. Actually no, I don't want to do it in this one. I want to do it in just the one below. So within this scene,
so it forces to
it's always
render
kind of,
the vectors again.
Yeah, it's always kind of rendering vectors at kind of high quality. So even when it's really close, like at the top part here, they're still clean.
Hi Tanmai, welcome back.
Then also because I'm doing that now, that it'll render anything that's even out of the sides of the comp, which I don't want to do. So I'm going to make a mask. If you just do mask, new mask, it will make a mask which is the size of the edges of the comp anyway. So it will kind of crop off anything that was visible outside that, like these little edges here. I think when I started doing it, I made it wider than it was in the end. So I'm just cutting these things off. And so yeah, it's already kind of almost there. I just need to do the character animation really, just to fill in the gaps at the start.
Yeah, and we can see the character smiling at the end.
Yeah.
Right at the end. But yeah, maybe he could do something like.
Yeah, I think he wants to come up and just maybe wave.
Yeah.
He's coming in. So yeah, I'll spend a bit of time doing that. But yeah, that's how you import 3D
It works
things.
very well. Wow.
I guess the reason why I kind of had the laptop open was partly to show the 3D attachment thing, if it worked properly. Yeah. And also I kind of like that you see nothing behind and then it opens and it reveals something else. It's like it's kind of, it makes it more of a magic trick. But yeah, I guess I'm going to see how many frames I need to fill.
And someone is talking about the mock-up today, saying, "Wow, like biggest mock-up ever for a T-shirt." So today we invite you to create the T-shirt for the designer to designer conference, and that's the mock-up. So it's 200 megabytes, so it's a high-res pictures.
200 megabytes.
It's a free mock-up, so you can download it for free. It's in the challenge tab. You can access the mock-up. So how it works is you need to check the layers, and there is one that says, okay, here you can replace your design. So you just open it. It will open a new PSB file, okay, like a smart object, and you can hide this layer and really create your own. So if I drag and drop the logo of the conference, and you can also access the logo because we share the Creative Cloud library with access to the logo. And I'll just quickly give it a color. Make it pop like this, okay? And you save, and when you come back, then the logo is directly applied here. And if you're not satisfied, you can of course come back and change your design and do something more. This, try it, and this is what we want you to share with us. But all the details are in the change tab, okay? And in 15 minutes, we do our first giveaway. We will give away Adobe bag, huge bowling bag, or we're still trying to figure out there is a pocket on the side to put your socks, shoes. That's the Adobe bag. So to get a chance to win this bag, make sure to sign in and say something in the chat, okay? Because our script will pick someone who said something in the chat. You can say hi, you can ask a question, let us know where you're from. And we will do the giveaway very soon. It's a very nice bag, yeah. Very, very nice. Okay, so you wanted to add some animation?
So I've got maybe like a bit over a second before this marker here that I put in just shows the first frame when he appears in the main composition. So I've got to fill in the space here. It isn't too long. So I'm just going to do some more character animation.
Hi Simon from Medellin in Colombia. Awesome. We have Joseph from Tunisia. Salut Joseph.
Someone's asking how many plugins you've got to purchase and
How to create the animation? You just
not
use
really.
one, actually.
Rubberhose is the only one, and it's only $40 or something. So it's
$49.
Not a lot. Yeah, but you wouldn't have to
Rubberhouse.
purchase that. You could do it without any plugins. It wouldn't be too hard.
Yeah. Rubberhouse was just to save time.
Yeah, because these are kind of shorter streams than I'm used to.
Yeah. Lisa is asking, do you have to consider from the beginning every item that you will move later? I guess when you create, especially when you do character design,
Yeah.
if you want to animate, like a finger, it has to be a separate element.
Yeah, but I guess sometimes you might decide later on that you want to animate something, and you can just rebuild it in a way that is animatable. Yeah, I mean, I don't always plan things that much from the start, so things will change as I'm doing it. Close because my laptop's going to explode.
But I think it's a Rubberhouse.
I think it probably is actually,
Yeah.
I don't know why. It's not doing that much. It's only got two. I've done
It's
some
for a
scenes.
CPU, like a calculator.
Yeah.
Even if you don't use it, I mean, it's good.
I've done some scenes though with a lot more hoses than this, and it's been fine.
Joe Tamayo is asking James, how do you take your loops to Instagram? So
yeah, we'll do that.
we have time to show how to
once
export
I've
it.
done this little bit of animation, I'll do a GIF export and
explain how you put it on your phone.
Yeah.
I have my own trick. Maybe you have the same.
I think everyone's got their own, but it's pretty much just. I don't know. There's not much to it. I think people.
Actually, no, you can airdrop now.
Yeah, that's what I usually do now.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
I don't know if you used to email it to myself or something, but
email, yeah. Before I used the Dropbox. That was my trick.
yeah. I kind of still like doing the email version because it means I've got a copy of it.
Yeah, you have a
somewhere.
backup.
Yeah. Just in case.
Joshua is asking, is the character in a 3D layer?
It is now, yeah. So everything's 3D.
Now,
It's-
yes.
It's still kind of just flat planes. There's no
Since you imported the laptop.
Like the whole scene's still on the same like Z depth. There's no kind of movement within this scene.
Yeah.
But I mean, the animation that I sort of based this partly on with the cinema. This was all After Effects 3D layers. So even the chairs were all
3D models.
just 2D layers. Yeah.
Oh, the chairs are 2D?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I just noticed there's a little glitch.
So-
The chairs move, but
The chairs.
there's a lot. The front
The
row of the
chairs
chairs
moving?
pop a little bit. See, took me 2 years to notice that.
If you are just joining, so we are at James. This is the third day of the week with our guest, all creating design elements for this conference, designer to designer fictional conference. And we will do a giveaway in 10 minutes, so stay tuned. If you're just joining us, make sure to be active in the chat. Oh, Michael Crabtree is back. Awesome. He was asking why is the soda and the popcorn, why are they running around?
Why?
Yeah.
Just because that's
What
why I
happened?
yeah, they're just really excited to be there. Or they're really scared that they're going to get eaten. I don't know. Yeah, I guess one thing I would have done with this whole project is if I'd known the color palette that Christine was going to use to start with, I might have changed this to kind of match the whole branding. That's normally what I do with kind of client projects. I don't use my own color palette for those projects. I'll use whatever they give me. But
I think it works actually. Because she checked your work before.
yeah, maybe.
So-
Yeah, I don't know. I use yellow for the D's
Yeah.
in the background just because I know that was one of her. But it's not exactly the right yellow.
Laura is asking, okay, instead of like an opening MacBook, if you want like to give the impression that you open a book,
Yeah.
is it something you would use 3D for it, or you think you can achieve it in 2D?
I think it depends. I mean, you could even do a laptop in 2D
Yeah.
or in After Effects. The only reason why it kind of helps to do it in 3D is you get these curved edges, which to do that in After Effects, you could do it just kind of faking it and just animate the paths. And sort of the same with the book. If you want any depth to anything, that's the hard part really to do in After Effects. So yeah, I'd do it in 3D if it's yeah.
Oh, Tanmay is loving the way you use the colors. Ask him if you can do a session on color theory.
I don't know anything about colour theory, so I mean, I don't know. I can do one, but it'd be very short. It'd be me reading a book about colour theory. That'd be.
Shubham, we will show how to export it as a GIF. You'll see
we've got plenty
now.
of time.
Yeah, but this will be during this show, so stay tuned. We will show the full workflow to export it as a GIF. To a GIF. You're using the Photoshop workflow, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't
Okay.
changed that. I mean, I think you can do it directly from After Effects. You can use a GIF gun. Apparently, that's good.
Yeah.
Um,
But I like the Photoshop one too. I
Yeah.
like to be able to control.
yeah.
Hi Kevin, no, we didn't use character animator for this project. He he just created. If you watch a replay, he created this character, everything within After Effects, just using shapes and tweaking the properties of the shapes, and then adding keyframes. A lot of ease. Yeah, a lot of F9 to make it look smooth.
Yeah, I always start with that, but then it's like, because I'm adding usually keyframes in between. Yeah, I think Easy does a pretty good job in general. It's not,
That's live.
Yeah.
Look my F9.
When I was reversing that, I was just looking at the info panel, because you can see how big it is. So when you're kind of flipping it, you want to make sure it's still 100% in the other direction. So you can see the width is going between 100 and things.
Same when you say, maybe James can add some light effects, and so if you would have to add elements on this animation, like let's say you have 2 more days to work on it.
Yeah.
Do you have some ideas of what you would add, or which creative direction you would take to add something?
I don't know what I would add really. I mean,
maybe. Well, I would add maybe like when he moves, having some painting, like like that could be something. But then where does it go? Where would go the painting?
Kind of needs a reason to add it if he's adding things.
Yeah, that's a good point too. Like if you think that it works, you're like, okay, it works. And again, like you are creating in this case like a 3-second animation.
Yeah.
So you don't want to add like details. Yeah, that would be distracting, I would say.
Yeah, that's true. I think it's best to keep things simple. If you don't have to overthink things too much.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Do the minimal amount that you need to kind of tell whatever little story you're trying to say.
And Marcus is asking now, what is the shortcut to move keyframes? So you select the keyframes and you just use the arrow keys, or?
You have to alt-click, I think. So hold Alt, and then use left and right on the arrows, just to move them. I always forget what the shortcuts are because I just do them. I don't really think about them. I actually don't use that many. There's a lot of shortcuts that I probably should use. Just would save time.
Hi, Mike Gallardo is asking about your background. Like, did you go to a school, or are you self-taught? Maybe you can explain again.
Yeah, I went to school to do animation, but I didn't really learn After Effects or even character animation that much. I pretty much taught myself. Like, I think I mainly learned just from working for a while. So I did 6 years doing video games. I think I taught myself After Effects during that time, really, and kind of made them use After Effects as a tool to export for the game.
It was what kind of game?
Mainly apps. So I made the Peppa Pig apps.
Okay.
Which is like a kids' TV show. But even that, I kind of had to watch a lot of that show to kind of learn how to copy the animation in the game. So that kind of taught me quite a lot. I think it's good to just watch animation and kind of figure out how they made things move and look convincing, and just copy it. Like at some point, develop that into your own style.
And I see that some viewers are starting to export some T-shirts. This is good. If you want to enter the daily challenge, during each show we will reward one of you creating a T-shirt today. All the rules are in the challenge tab, and at the end of each show we will ask the guest, okay, which one do you want to reward? And you can win a 1-year Creative Cloud subscription, so it's a huge prize. So make sure to check the change tab. Today we give you a T-shirt template that is free, and you can very easily update the design, export it, and share it with us. He's alive. No.
Yeah. You haven't got to do much usually to kind of make things not look dead. Just a little bit of movement.
Can he blink? Like?
Yeah. He just blinks at the end just before he pops off. Yeah.
Nice.
So it's sort of working.
And we will do our first giveaway of the day. So this is awesome bag, the Adobe bag. There is an engraved logo. I don't know if you can see. And you can wear it like this. So to get a chance to win this bag, make sure to type something in the chat, okay? So you need to be on behance.net/live, you sign in, and you type a message in the chat, and we will run the script to pick someone. Okay, I think they got it. I think now they understand how this is working.
What did
I want that bag.
You just got to say bag.
I want that bag so bad. Yeah, this bag is awesome. We were the first surprised, like when we discovered that Adobe was producing this bag.
Don't you have one?
There was
You should have one. Your bowling team should have them.
the bowling team. Okay, you're very active in the chat. This is great. And very soon, run the script and let you know who will receive the bag. So the way it works is that we send you a private message on Behance. We just exchange basic information, and a few weeks after, you get your prize. And there will be more giveaways during this show, so stay tuned. There is another chance to win. It won't be a bag, it will be something special.
The bag is special.
We have a winner. What?
Wait, is that one?
Where is it? Is
that
it one person or two? Like, it's just one. That's the full name. Okay, it's a very long name. So we have a winner. It's a very long name. What? I'm trying to see the name in the chat. I don't see it.
Just
Yeah. Maybe I should check on my computer. Can you go back to? Yeah. Thank you. Oh, okay. Trying to understand what this is. You know what? We will display the Behance page of the winner.
Oh, okay.
Hey, congratulations to MD, Tafsirul Alam Chusar from Austin.
what does the MD mean? Is he a doctor?
Oh, maybe. Maybe you're right. Maybe it's the title. MD, Tafsirul Alam, a self-developed graphic designer. Okay. Design for web. Yeah, it's a great portfolio. I like it. Congratulations. So we will send you a message, and you're from Austin. But it says UT. No, it says UT. So is it Austin in Utah? I don't know. Maybe there are several Austin.
I'm sure there are.
Ah, yeah, there is one in Utah. Okay. Congrats. Oh, actually, you live in Bangladesh. Oh, okay. You have a tricky Behance account.
So what does the UT mean then? Who knows?
Oh, and when you receive the prize, so this is for all the people who won on Adobe Live. We really like when you take a picture of you with the price. So it could be this bag in your environment, and share the picture on Twitter. You can add the Adobe Live hashtag. Okay, Adobe Live, one word, the hashtag on Twitter. This is how we track what you post, and this is so much fun. I will try to find one. You will see. It's so good. Like, look at this one. It's great. Thank you, Adobe Live, for decorating my wall and warming my tiny feet. This is awesome. So yeah, this type of tweet, of message, is really just so cool. So if we can have a picture of you in Bangladesh
With the socks.
with the bag,
Oh.
it will be trendy. You're working for a company based in the US. Oh,
Oh, so
okay,
maybe he
that's
is in
why.
Utah.
That makes sense.
But he's okay.
That's awesome. Trying to find another tweet. Sometimes it's on Instagram too. I really need to understand where this sound comes
Yeah,
from.
was it-
Because we can hear people, but we don't know where they are.
Someone's
So
enjoying
it sounds like
themselves.
they're in the room. Oh yeah, thanks. He will share the photo with the bag. Awesome. How to make? Okay, Vincent Beck. Any advice for motion designers I should look at on learning how to make flat images look 3D when animating? So actually, yeah, this is something you do all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of it is just thinking how things would move in 3D
Yeah.
and moving things in that way. I mean, but I might do a little bit of it here. Maybe not, but like I did a little bit at the end when he turns. It's just
Yeah, just like
his head and
flicking,
his
so you move the position of the eyes.
yeah,
and
make
the
sure
mouth.
and the top part of the brush,
And the top part of
paint
the- yeah, yeah.
kind of
That
moves
was
as
very
he
good.
turns. That's kind of a simple version of it.
Yeah, just to give the illusion.
Yeah, just make sure that everything that would move if it was 3D all moves. I think if something doesn't, like something things stay too flat, it kind of ruins the effect.
Oh, Laura. Laura is Laura watching already today? So yeah, because we invite you to share, a design for the conference on a T-shirt. We're sharing with you a template. Everything is in the Change tab, and we already have an entry. If you want to display this entry by Laura. So Laura, yesterday, she won everything. She won the challenge, one of the challenge. She won the socks and the posters.
She's gonna look
Like
great.
in 2 hours, like everything.
She shouldn't be allowed to play today. I don't think she's.
This is all about Skillshare. This is all about Skillshare. So I don't know if it's on purpose, Laura, but using the logo this way, that might be. Laura.
I don't know what she's.
Okay.
It's a face and they're like eyes with a.
Rated R says Rob. That's good. Oh my god. Okay, I won't read all the comments. But yeah. Good job, Al. Good job. What's a funny one?
So yeah, I mean this is pretty much okay. I think now there's enough movement.
Yeah, it's very alive. The smile at the end is just so good. The brush is so proud, like, hey, look at another me. Here I am again.
So I guess I'll show how to export this.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll just render it first as a QuickTime.
So that's the render queue.
Yeah, render queue.
Where you select a composition and you say, okay.
Just do QuickTime. I can
Turn
leave
it
it
to a
with
video.
default settings with animation codec because then you don't get any compression. It's best to render it first without any compression. Then you can compress that using either Photoshop or media encoder.
So yeah, the default codec is actually not really a codec.
Yeah.
it's just like it will create a huge video in terms of size, but there is no compression. So it's like a huge PNG sequence, but in a movie file.
Mm-hmm.
This is also what we use. Francisco, if you can show the lower third. So if you can just run the lower third with James Curran, just to explain. So you see the lower third. So this is also animation created in After Effects.
Yeah.
But because this is a transparent video, you can use this codec. And when you render it, you don't say RGB, you say RGB plus alpha.
Right.
And then it becomes something transparent that you can put on top of anything. But that's also the same workflow.
And then there's different ways of doing it in Photoshop. You can just open the video. But what I do is do import video frames to layers.
Okay. File import.
And then import this.
Then you select this movie. Okay, so .mov.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. From beginning to end.
Yes.
You can select a range. Oh, that's good.
But just leave it to the
So you want all the frames.
And then this adds a layer for every frame in the animation, which might be different to what you do. If you do open, you get an animation layer.
Yeah.
And then you just do export, save for web.
Legacy.
Yeah.
But we are very happy that it's still there.
That's the thing, is it going to go at some point? It kind of scares me that it's legacy.
Oh, no.
Why is it legacy?
I wouldn't be happy.
Is there a different way of doing it?
There is a new modern way to export for the web, where you can, for each, so it's really for web designers.
Yeah.
It's much more efficient. You can say, like, this layer always export a PNG, this one is a SVG, this one is a JPEG, you know? So it will export all the assets automatically.
So yeah, usually I don't really change any settings apart from the dithering I set to 75, because if you have it at 100...
What is it?
The dither. If you don't, that kind of is how it kind of creates colors if there aren't enough in the palette. If the dithering is high, then you'll get these kind of spotty colors. Can't really see it that much. But,
they're like dots.
Yeah, it kind of makes colors out of dots of the two different colors rather than keeping things flat.
So you put it to 75?
75 usually kind of gets rid of it enough.
Mira is asking, have you thought about making some speeches or conferences in different cities?
Yeah, I did quite a lot of them. Yeah, did a couple last year. One in New York, one in Seville. No, last year was Madrid. Before that was Seville. Did one in Guatemala.
Oh, what was the one in Madrid? Is it with a B?
I forget what the name of it was.
Brief? No.
I don't know.
There is one that I really love in Madrid. Oh. What's the name? I was speaker once. Oh my god. Okay. If someone knows.
It wasn't in Madrid, it was in Segovia.
Oh, okay. Like so it's not the same.
An hour out of Madrid.
So it's not the same conference.
But that was really good. And I'm doing one in Berlin.
Maybe I can find it. Speaker. So what was the name? Segovia?
Yeah. That was the 3D wire.
3D wire. Okay.
Yeah, I do pretty much any that I get asked to do.
And what was the one in New York?
Pictoplasma, which was the same one I want to do in Berlin.
The one in Berlin?
Yeah.
Okay.
So actually with this, I kind of mentioned yesterday about how when you render 3D things, sometimes the image is quite noisy, even though you think it'd be flat. And you kind of have the problem here with the laptop. You can see it's got quite a lot of noise when you set the dithering lower. But I think it's also because I've actually got quite a lot of colors in this with
the
all
color palette.
So
Yeah.
Probably should have used less, but I guess for now I'll just leave it the same. But yeah, this won't work that well as a GIF. There are ways to try and clean it up, but for now.
There are some very good T-shirts that are submitted that we will review at the end of the show, but yeah, very good ones. Good job. So is it a GIF? Oh,
This is, yeah.
so what is the dimension? Sorry, I
This
forgot
is
to
1080
ask.
by 1080. So it's
1080 by
really big.
1080.
Yeah.
Is it on purpose? Because this is what Instagram is expecting.
Well, that's why I did it, yeah.
Okay.
Then usually for GIFs, I'll scale them down. And actually, when you're doing GIFs, you can start to notice things that you should probably clean up. Like here, there's a line between the two Ds on the curtains, where the two curtains meet that you can't really see normally. But the compression of the GIF kind of shows up these little lines.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's.
Yeah, I mean, it's things you can fix it by just what it is. There's two layers there that have got the same edge. One's red, one's yellow, and they're kind of like fighting for the pixels.
Wow.
But you can clean that up. But you won't really notice that usually if you're doing it as a quick time or as for Instagram. It's just a GIF problem, really.
And yes, we'll do another giveaway in 15 minutes, and this time we will give the notorious Creative Cloud socks. Oh my God, there is a. Wow, I didn't notice that.
What's that?
We'll see. Okay, so we won't give away these ones because I'm playing with them. We have fresh new ones, but there is like an Adobe logo at the end
On the toes.
on the toes. Wow, that's good.
And then yeah, if you want to do a Instagram video, what have I done? I've lost the thing. Let's use a media encoder and then use the same QuickTime that you exported from.
Yeah. So
Effects.
what do you post on Instagram? Do you post a video or a GIF? Because it's a video anyway at the end, so it's better to. I mean, it's not the same
How do you mean?
size. So yeah, what do you send to Instagram? The GIF or a video?
A video, yeah. So this QuickTime that I've exported from Maya,
Yeah.
from After Effects,
So this one is perfect.
the animation one.
No
I won't use that.
compression.
I'll add that to.
It would be 66 megabyte to download on Instagram.
I've lost the window. Where
It's on the left, I think. No. Oh no. Okay. Where is the
Q? There you go.
Q? Yeah.
Yeah. So just drag that into the queue, and usually I just leave the default settings. It just matches.
Which one is it?
High bit rate, but 8264.
Yeah,
And it
H264
sort of matches the
MP4.
settings, and usually that's kind of fine.
Okay,
And then you just convert that.
that was fast.
Yeah. So it's only 3 seconds.
a one-pass
but
compression, I
Actually,
can tell.
usually for Instagram, I'll make it a longer video. So rather than
And-
being 3 seconds, I'll make it maybe like 12 seconds because the loop point on Instagram sometimes doesn't work that well.
Oh yeah, like
So if you repeat it a few times yourself, then you'll only get kind of a glitch every like 4 or
so
5
how
loops.
would you create? How would you duplicate like it like 4 times? What would
Yeah.
you use?
I just do.
You do it in After Effects?
Yeah, probably.
times?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I just maybe re-import the first render
Oh,
that
yeah.
I did,
And then
and then just repeat that. A few
you
times.
create like a 12-second composition and just repeat.
And then just re-render that again as another QuickTime, and then use
Yeah,
that as the
this will be
Instagram
better.
version.
It's the same with MP3. you
Yeah.
know? It's impossible to, like by default, the way it's designed, it's impossible to have a perfect loop with MP3. You have to analyze the file. I
Yeah.
worked on a project. It was with Flash actually.
Yeah.
So we were trying to loop MP3, and it's always this. I guess it's the same for video.
So you can see here this line that's kind of making it a bit of a. It's because you've got these 2 layers, the curtain, and
Oh,
the
yeah, look
D
at that.
logo
Oh my
It's gonna
god!
have the same edge.
Just this line is confusing the compression.
Yeah.
It's
I mean,
insane.
there's kind of different ways of doing it. What you could do is just mask the layer behind to kind of cut out the bit that's causing problems, like this bit. Then you might have to do that kind of frame by frame to clean it up.
Yeah, but it's more at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
When it's moving, you don't see
Exactly, yeah. So once it separates, you won't
Yeah.
notice it anymore. So it's really just kind of just start moving.
That should make the trick, huh?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's still kind of noticeable there, but it's only really when the two yellows are meeting that you kind of see it. So you can probably just do it here and another one.
And Diane says, loop out the composition.
To do what? Repeat
Is
it?
it to repeat it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but how do you export and say? Oh yeah, or you loop out. Okay, yeah, you create
I mean,
a
you could
12-second composition
you
and
could
you
just-
say loop out.
You could just do it in the first render. So in this composition here, you could just pre-comp this and repeat that. But then that render's going to take longer than doing it if you just re-import the.
It's
The first is not that big an issue because it's quite a quick render anyway. But sometimes this 3-second render will take a few minutes. You don't want to make that 4 times as long. Especially if there's like an error that pops up and you've kind of wasted a long time.
Hi Nicola, so I don't know what time is it in your region, but Christine will be live with us in 40 minutes. 40 minutes, 40. I guess you're in France or Germany. The CT time zone for sure. No? Oh, maybe not. Maybe you're in the UK.
Similar to what's happening with the curtain, the brush on top of his head, because there's 2 layers with the same outline, one with the paint and one with the brown part. What you can do is, because the brown part doesn't have the paint curvy edge,
Oh, okay.
but if you just duplicate that and put it on that layer and change it to subtract instead, and then I guess you might need to
Oh, thanks Rochelle for the nice feedback. She said, James, I'm so inspired by your work. I've loved watching your work this week. Thank you
very
Rochelle.
much. Yeah, you can kind of sort of do that and duplicate it if you want, but
Okay.
it's not that big an issue. And I don't know if it's the same with cinema when you export renders, but one thing I do to try and clean up, because you get the noise on these, because I was saying it's kind of a noisy render, there's different tricks you can do to try and clean it up. One problem is that this render from Maya is actually usually slightly transparent.
Oh,
And
interesting.
like you can't actually see it, but to fix that, sometimes you can just do some adjustment on the levels. And if you just change the alpha on that,
Oh yeah, there is a peak.
it's like, yeah, I forget which side it is you want to do, but how do you do it so you can see it?
And Paul is asking what was your biggest challenge as an animator? Like an animation where you're like, wow, oh my god, it was that you remember like was very challenging, like very painful to create.
I think character animation is the main thing. Just learning how to
Yeah.
animate characters convincingly is the hardest. I mean, you can animate the shapes and things moving around, but that's kind of a good way to start. If you can start with something simple like a ball, even like we're saying, even though people are saying don't animate a ball again, that's a good way to start. If you can kind of give some character and a bit of personality to a ball,
and add
you can
personality
you can
step
add
by
that
step.
to a character later on.
Yeah, it's nice advice.
Everything you just kind of gradually build on, and you learn it over time. And then if you just try different techniques, different styles, then you'll kind of figure out which one of those you prefer doing the most. So you can either do something like that to try and stop it from being transparent, or what I do sometimes is just duplicate this layer a few times.
Oh yeah.
And then you kind of
And
like
you
there's
add,
just the adds, and you kind of lose, and it usually fixes the noise a little bit. But especially with making GIFs, that sometimes causes problems if you've got a scene that you've made in full 3D and you try and render it as a GIF and it doesn't work because the compression doesn't work. And that happened like with the LA GIFs when I was doing the bowling one. Like I made that fully in 3D, but then when I rendered it, I couldn't compress the GIF small enough to put it onto, I think on Tumblr. On Tumblr it had to be under 2 megabytes, and I couldn't do it, so I had to recreate this whole scene pretty much in After Effects, just to keep all the colours flat.
Oh no.
I think in the end, the only things that were 3D were the ball and the pins. Everything else, like the lanes and the background, is all After Effects.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Who is in the stream? Oh, Marcel. Oh, always good to see like past guests, like saying hi in the chat. Marcel is a graphic designer.
Mm-hmm.
He did editorial design
Cool.
live.
Welcome.
And actually, he's from Spain. Like he was from Barcelona, but then moved to DC.
Mm-hmm.
And they plan to move to your country. I don't know if it's done, Marcel. Let us know.
Which country?
UK. Sorry.
Yeah.
Which country? I don't know. Which one do you want?
I don't live there anymore, though.
Belgium?
That's the
You
thing.
want
I mean, so I don't know. I guess also usually because with Instagram, the first frame of the animation is going to be the one that shows up.
You cannot
the
select
feed.
the.
I don't know if you can. Maybe you can.
Huh.
But usually, what I'll do, I'll just make sure that the first animation of this loop is the one that is better. Like this one's not that great. It's a bit like an in between.
That's a good question. Let me try to publish a video. I don't know if because I remember it was the case, but I thought that they added something so you can
You might
select.
have done. I think you can like maybe.
Let me see.
Maybe I'll use that one.
Yeah, you can. There is a
Yeah.
new cover feature. There is a filter and
Yeah.
there is the cover when you can select the one you want.
Where's that video?
I won't share this. It was a test, chat. Just to test.
Very interesting.
It's a funny app. It's called what's the name? Mug Life, I think. Yeah, Mug Life. And it was my son, and it automatically detects the face,
Right.
applies a 3D model, and creates
Yeah.
animations. And it's so funny. Mug Life. Mark is asking, do you like to make animation even on your free time because you love it so much?
Yeah, I think if you want to do it in your free time, then you probably shouldn't be doing it. I don't know. It should be. It should be
It's
something
not
you
free time
enjoy doing.
anymore.
It. If you're just doing it as a job, then I mean, I don't know that you can ever really get that good at it because you've got to spend a lot of your own time practicing to kind of be okay at it, because it takes so much time. So yeah, I do spend a lot of time. It's pretty much, it's mainly a hobby really, just that I also get paid for. I'm just going to do a smaller version to see if I can make the GIF work better.
So what's funny is that they're talking about the Wacom tablet, but so he has a Wacom tablet, but
I'm not
after
using
30 seconds, he comes
I
back
just-
to the trackpad.
I don't really need to use it for what I'm doing now. It's kind of because I kind of need both my hands nearer to the keyboard. If they're over there, I've got to keep coming back to type.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, I agree. Or receiving New entries for the t-shirts. This is awesome. That's super inspired today. It looks so good. Ryan is asking, is it the giveaway time for the Creative Cloud socks? Almost. We do it in 1 minute. So if you're just watching, make sure to be on behance.net/live and to sign in with your Adobe ID. It's free. It takes 30 seconds to create one. And to type something in the chat. Say hi, where you're from, what you're doing in life. Are you a motion designer? Do you want to become a motion designer? So be active in the chat now because we will give away the Creative Cloud socks in about 2 minutes. New giveaway.
So I guess actually what sometimes helps to clean things up, like the noise on the laptop, is to actually reduce the colors. If you've got too many,
because it will
it kind of has to flatten things more.
Yeah, it will discover that these two colors are too close. And make a choice. Yeah. Jesse's asking, did you use a GIF gun? So no, so we were talking about it, and this is something he needs to try. I need to try it too. Actually, I've heard of it, but I've heard it's very good.
Yeah,
I've heard it's very good.
To use it, but I'm always like really bad at changing my workflow once I've got one that I'm used to. It's kind of sometimes you don't want to take the risk of making things take longer.
It's $30. I mean, $30. Like you should try. Like if you see that this plugin, like you don't have noise or like this type of stuff, then you say okay. But if you have to also tweak the settings like in Photoshop.
Yeah, I don't feel like any of the plugins going to make it less noisy. It's more. I mean, I think Photoshop's a pretty clean way of doing it. Mm-hmm. It's more just making sure you set up the scenes with less potential for things to mess up. I mean, I guess I'm pretty much done with this.
Yeah.
So
looks awesome.
I know people were asking about doing 3D stuff, and maybe I can just give an example.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I don't know if I got the thing open.
Wow, so many t-shirts. This is awesome. Whoa. And some of you had the same idea. That's funny. That's good.
This name easy to pronounce.
For me? Yeah. So who will receive the Creative Cloud socks? So thank you to this person because it will be very easy to pronounce for me. Maybe not for you, James, but for me.
It's French.
Yeah. So I suspect that this is someone who is French or maybe from Quebec.
Yeah.
But the last name sounds like someone from Brittany, like I would say the west of France, but we will see. And this is Pierre-Emmanuel Moec. So congratulations to Pierre-Emmanuel Moec. Let us know where you're from. If you tell me that you're from Brittany, I wouldn't be surprised. If you tell Moec. Could be north of France, could be Belgium too. Could be Belgium. But Pierre-Emmanuel, I've met some Pierre-Emmanuel in Belgium and also in Canada, so yeah. Actually, I'm confused now, I'm not sure.
Can't you find his Behance page?
Yeah, I can't find the Behance page. And there will be more giveaways during the next shows. Christine Arth is coming next. She will be with us in 30 minutes. So stay tuned, she will work on the design. He's from Nantes, okay. West of France.
Is that far from what you were saying?
No, it's just like next to it. So typical name.
You pronounced it very well. So yeah, I did like a plane animation a while ago, like a month or two ago, that people seemed interested in because they weren't sure how I did it in After Effects, and it kind of looked a bit 3D.
Oh, cool. Yeah, thanks.
But it really wasn't that complicated. Like I said, it was mainly just animating something and just figuring out how it would move in 3D. So there's going to be some windows on the side of a plane. This is going to be a very simplified version of what I did, but
cool. And Pierre-Emmanuel, so he's from Nantes, which is a fantastic city with a lot of students and very good design schools. Interactive design. So I wouldn't be surprised if Pierre-Emmanuel is a student. Maybe it's on his profile, actually. I like how we can spy. Pierre-Emmanuel, illustration, motion graphics. Motion designer and art director at Combini? No way!
oh well.
Oh my god.
Do you know them?
Yeah, I know, it's a crazy story. I have so many crazy stories with Combini. So Pierre-Emmanuel, if you're still watching, say hi to your CEO on my behalf. So Combini is now it's a website with new news, but very hip. You know, like they
Right.
do like content, video. It's a bit like Vice, but like French.
Yeah.
And the CEO, like he was my first. So when I started like working as a interactive designer in an agency, he was the owner of the agency. It was an agency with 3 people, so it was a small one. Yeah, David Creusot. Say hi to David for me. Yeah, small world, yeah. And Pierre-Emmanuel, so you will receive the Creative Cloud socks, and again, we want you to take a picture wearing the socks in Paris or in Nantes. And if you can share the picture on Twitter with us, adding the Adobe Live hashtag, we'd be happy to feature the picture. Yeah, we should do that every week now. Okay. So when you receive your giveaways, take a picture, share it on Twitter with the Adobe Live hashtag, and we will feature the pictures during the live show. Okay, so what is this, James? Is it supposed to be a plane?
It is, yeah. I'll show you I can't find the render on here, but I can show you on my Instagram.
Someone is asking if you know what would be your next personal project.
Not really. Can I show it on the
Yeah,
GoPro?
on the GoPro. Yeah. So if you just put it on the table, you don't have to reverse actually. If you look at, just look it your way. The GoPro is already reversed.
So yeah, there's this plane that I did that was
Wow, nice.
all done in
2D shapes in.
Yeah.
Wow. And you have the timeline. Oh my god.
There's like a very simplified version of that, but basically, it's just shape layers and animating paths along with position of things as they move. So you've kind of got a wing here which you can move these points around as it tilts. And then as parents of the windows, which as you move them up and down, it kind of just does the tilting. So if you just move it up and then down, alternate between those. Some more easy easing. It's moving too fast.
Yeah, it's a bit scary. You don't want to be in this
plane.
plane.
Was pretty, pretty scary. Then you just want to animate the paths of the wing.
So Marek is asking about the performance on the GoPro. So you saw like Marek, like for 3 days, Jens was working on the GoPro. So it's we have the same one, like from 2015, and yeah, everything was super smooth. Like you had no issues. Like in After Effects, it also depends on how many filters you use, effects, scripts. That will consume CPU. Do you use 3D? But even the 3D lab was super smooth. You had no performance issue at all. No, mine is from 2013. And also mainly use After Effects now for all the titles, animations that you see on the Adobe Live show. But yeah, I also don't have any performance issue. Antonio is asking, do you know which color profile you use when you create the GIFs?
Yeah, I always do things with this
sRGB.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just so
The
that
safe RGB.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know really why I use that. I think it's just it means that
it used to be safe for the
once
web.
you do convert things to GIFs, you know the colors are all going to be the same as what you're working with in After Effects. I usually do a loop out on keyframes when I'm doing these repeating things, and then I'll just kind of slide around.
Yeah, and that's it. And you already have the illusion of 3D. Right?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't
So
take much.
good.
It's just really just adding onto that, so everything that moves. But there's not really an easy explanation for how you should do things. It's more just using
experiment and use your eye. And
And a lot of it's kind of overlapping things as well. Because like I was saying yesterday with the animation of the curtains, it's good to kind of not have everything moving at the same time. So rotation, position, path movement, scale. If you can have all those things slightly offset from each other, it makes things feel a bit more natural usually. Yeah.
And why did you create the plane? Was it for airline or?
It's for this little personal project thing that I was doing for like a collaborative thing with.
With other designers?
Yeah, there's like 26 people doing a different letter of the alphabet, and I did jet lag for J.
Wow.
So there's a plane.
Oh, here's the plane. So someone did the sun and.
Then this was all me.
Oh,
yeah, but
it's a creative project, but with
each
you.
person does their own animation, a 26-second long animation.
Oh, okay, and it was a sequence.
Yeah.
So this was your.
Yeah, I guess it was just me being jet lagged, drinking a lot of coffee, and on the suitcase.
The camera.
Even with this, the suitcase is kind of just in 2D in After Effects, but again, similar to the plane, it's kind of fake 3D as it kind of rotates. But everything's again like offset. So there's a lot of overlapping with the path movement of the background.
So good.
The globe is the only thing that's actually 3D, I think, from Maya.
Oh, okay.
It's quite hard to do.
Oh, yeah, to map
3D
on 3D
spheres otherwise.
But then and how did you make the smoke? They're asking.
That's particular, yeah.
Particular.
So, there's just
that's a plugin for After Effects.
Yeah, it's just parenting.
An object. And
I guess I can.
Maybe you can show it. Yeah.
Open the project. Which is the latest one.
This is saying you could do a new intro, yeah. So actually, the Adobe Live intro has been made by Oddfellows, but it's also a collective of 8 different motion designers. So
this is the
maybe
actual,
they will ask you to add a scene one day.
this is the actual plane that I did.
Okay, so what's going on in the back? What is this?
How do you mean?
The string, like a...
Yeah, because he's pulling the planes attached to the hands of a clock. And they were pulling the hands around.
I see.
So that's why, yeah, it's kind of a bit of a surreal idea. And then I'm trying to think how I did the particle
You're
effects.
asking why James doesn't have tutorial, because it's not his job, man. We're like so lucky to have him like just creating live.
This is pretty much
already
tutorial.
awesome.
I don't know what the use is really of just following a tutorial and copying things totally.
Yeah.
I think it's better to watch things like this and then just
And experiment. Yeah, create your own
pick up
style.
little
Yeah.
tips and make your own thing.
Wow, this is awesome.
I'm
Christine.
trying to find where the smoke is. I guess it's not even in this one. I haven't got any smoke. But yeah, if I want to do particle effects, you just
Awesome. Do you want to review some t-shirts?
yeah.
And before that, so make sure to follow James on
I got a lot
Instagram.
of
Okay.
followers yesterday.
Cool.
Just the people who are watching
Same
the
Gym
stream.
Studios, and this is where he will post this awesome animation that he created. This one is killing me. The moonwalk,
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah, I wouldn't
It's
mind
so
like
good.
turning that into
It's
a
so cute.
series of characters. I always like doing things with planets because they're round. I always
Yeah.
like circles. But yeah, I was thinking about doing a
The
series of
moonwalk is
characters.
so good. Okay, are you ready
Yep.
for some t-shirts? So today we share with you a template to create a
I like
t-shirt
that,
for the
yeah.
conference. So yeah, like it's like a check. Like,
a
hey,
bit
check,
similar to
tick.
the logo with the D's. It's like a
Yeah, it's true.
yeah.
The same. Yeah, it's a good idea. Very good. Good job. This one, okay, so that's the front and the back designer conference.
Mhm.
Okay, with some wavy shapes and something more neutral in the back.
Yep.
This one very pop.
Cool too.
Yeah, with a good pattern here. Here too, playing with the logo,
Mhm.
adding some colors like to make it pop.
Yeah, it's a nice color palette.
Yeah. Oh, this one is more subtle.
Yeah, similar to the Adobe bag sort of logo.
Yeah, exactly. And the logo in the it works also
Yeah.
very well here. Yeah. Create and share. Okay, Ottawa. You really want this conference to be in Ottawa.
People who want it there.
It's good. Time to create and share also. Yeah. So adding a tagline also, a message. Yeah. It's a good idea. And here it looks like with the time. What's the name? With the
Yeah,
same-
like I forgot what it's called.
Christine.
Like an hourglass. Is that what you
Yeah, that's it. Hourglass. We're looking for the name of your concept. This one. Pop 2,
Yeah.
Very designy, I would say. Like, I think this one would work very well for designers. Okay, that's the back. And then very nice illustration in the front.
Yeah, I like the
With the
logo
idea of a
is like
card,
the,
yeah.
Yeah.
And,
You can make a whole deck of
duality.
cards.
Yeah. That would be a good goodie,
Yeah.
like for a conference, like a
Definitely.
deck of cards.
Yeah.
Inviting and maybe asking if the speakers are designers, maybe each speaker can design a card in advance. Yeah,
Mhm.
I like this idea. Designer to designer conference, with a lot of energy, playing
Yeah,
with
I've used the at the bottom the faces. It's sort of like the thing you have in theatres, the happy and sad face.
Oh,
right
yeah.
there.
point. Yeah, this one is more like a techno-y.
Yeah.
Works very well too. This one, having so that's funny because two designers had the same idea.
Yeah.
to
Right,
fill
that's
in
what-
with the
that's
color
weird.
palette.
It's very similar.
That's good. This one,
I like that.
it's a bit playful with the donut and coffee, which
Yeah.
are the two essentials.
Yeah, for any designer.
Any designer in New York. Wow. Very playful too. I like the fact that you have 2 levels, like
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
yeah. With the shift.
The shadow, sort of.
And the logo is subtle, like it's not. And in the back you have the information. Okay. In San Francisco. Okay. Oh, that's Dan. That's our friend who was live yesterday. Simon, create and share. Oh yeah, with a nice 3D effect. Nice pattern too. Here, something bold, create and share. Yeah. I wonder if, like, when you have something bold like this, like, should you maybe make it bigger? Like, it's one of the cases where you want to make it bigger. It feels a little bit like
the pattern
stretch.
around it kind of overpowers it a bit.
Yeah. Here, let's see what's going on. We do sorcery in 2D. Okay. So I hope you didn't use lobster. If this is lobster, you are disqualified. That's my rule. That's it. I just.
Why is lobster a fun?
I know.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't want to deal with lobster anymore. Like it appeared in Paris, in all the shops. Like every time there is a new burger place.
Oh, really?
Like, American burger using lobster. So if they were using the lobster typeface, I wouldn't go. I'm just tired.
Yeah, similar to papyrus.
That's a new papyrus.
Yeah.
And this one by Laure, who made this joke. Not sure if this one would be approved. But we had a lot of fun, thanks to Laure, at the beginning of the show. Okay, so we do sorcery. I like the tagline though. We do sorcery in 2D. This one, which is bold. This one, which is more graphical. This one with a joke.
I like that one and the first one with the fists because it was.
This one actually inspired a very good idea of having cards, and it's a very, very good illustration. Mauricio, if you did the illustration, that's amazing. Where are you from, Mauricio? Brazil. So many talented people in Brazil. Time to create and share. The yellow one. This we showed the same idea. It's crazy. This one pop. We like this one too. This one with the waves and the check. So which one do you want to reward? It's between the check and this one, no?
Yeah. I think the first one just because I like that it's kind of sort of a reimagining of the logo with the D's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the relationship between the logo and
yeah.
the check, which is also like a kind of agreement
yeah.
between 2 designers.
Yeah.
And I like the energy also that added by the lines, like you can almost hear it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Congratulations to the designer behind this logo.
Who is it?
Yeah.
Is there a name on there?
Is there a name? Yeah, so if you can hide my screen just for a few seconds, Francisco, I think I have the name here because I think this is the very last entry I received. And her name is Janet Mack.
Yeah.
So congratulations to Janet Mack.
They already found out before you.
Oh, they are too fast. They are too fast. So Janet, yeah, you will receive a message on Behance and get a 1-year Creative Cloud subscription. If you're already a Creative Cloud member, it will extend your membership and add 1 year. So you'll be even more creative when you're already doing awesome work and having a very good idea. I think that's what you wanted to reward. Cool. Yeah, the execution is good, but the idea is really awesome. Okay, James, we have like 2 minutes together. Just wanted to thank you and everyone watching. Thanks for watching this amazing process over the 3 days. Maybe we can play the animation again if you have the loop somewhere. And on day 1, so you can really watch the replays because on day 1, he basically created the illustration. Mm-hmm. Everything in After Effects using shapes. On day 2, the 2D animation of the character and the curtains with the keyframes. And today it was mapped on a 3D model imported from Maya with the camera and just duplicating it 3 times, and you get this infinite loop that you can share on social to promote the conference and go viral.
Yeah, I'll put it onto my Instagram later on.
Yeah, this is awesome. James, yeah, how do you feel about that week?
It's been good, yeah.
Yeah.
It's good. I think we got through quite a lot in not a lot of time, but
Yeah.
hopefully
great.
people learned something.
Yeah, they all say thank you. They're a very nice job. Okay, thanks for the nice feedback. And stay tuned. We will be back in less than 5 minutes on behance.net/live with Christine Arth. Okay, and we will continue working on the identity. And I don't know, she has already done everything. So yeah, she will do more. Okay, that's awesome.
More.
Okay, thanks again, James.
Thank you.
See you soon.
See you soon.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.